I will do a full set of nails on my client while testing this new equipment. I have portable electric nail file, portable dust collector, and some nail art products, metallic gels and 3D gel with different kinds of mold. Let's start with product removal, and I will try it on this client first. She has acrylic nails with gel polish on top. So technically we could use the soak-off method, which means we could soak them off in the acetone. But still, we need to file off the glossy top coat because normally it's not soak-offable. We need to file off the color, and even if you have just acrylic nails, it's still better if you file them down a little bit, so the process of soaking them off will be faster. But I really prefer the filing off method even for acrylic nails, and this is the reason. If we have a decent overlay, like in this case, there's no dramatic product lifting, the product is not super old, why would we want to remove it all the way to the natural nail? I don't really see a point. We could easily leave the thin layer of the old product underneath, so that way I will not touch the nail plate at all and do a new overlay on top. So this is the method I love and use all the time, but the only way to do it in the real life is if you file off the product and leave a little bit on the bottom. If you try soaking the nails with acetone, you cannot really control the amount when the acetone is going to penetrate, so the only way to remove it is to do it all the way. Now let's talk about equipment. So I will be using this portable electric nail file by Makartt. It's rechargeable, which means you need to charge it and then you can work without the wire, just on the battery. And they have this really cool feature of when you turn it on, there are different colors depending on the speed. So if it's 10,000 RPMs or lower, we have a green light, then we have blue, red, and the top speed is white. So when doing product removal, it really depends on the product and on thickness of the nails. Here we have acrylic nails, that's why I will be using the top speed, the white one, which is 35,000 rotations per minute. And actually the recommended speed for product removal is from 20,000 RPMs all the way up to 35 or whatever your e-file is capable of. Please do not try to do removal on really low speeds like 5 or 10,000. That's way too low, which will only cause more friction and more heat spikes, and you will not really get any good results with it. Then I decided to test it out on my next client, which we'll be doing a full set today. But this time I will be using carbide bead with blue abrasive mark. Also the top speed, which is 35,000 rotations per minute, because here we also have acrylic nails as well as some gel polish on top. But there's also some chrome design, which means there are definitely extra layers of top coat in between. So it's a lot of product. Carbide bead is really a good solution here, as well as the top speed. If you want to switch to reverse mode, there's this button on the side. This electric nail file is pretty good for product removal, but I have a feeling that it will be perfect for home use, for DIY, if you're doing your own nails, or maybe you do have a couple clients. But if you're working in a salon and you have like 12 clients a day, then you definitely need to look for something a bit more powerful. Another important tool when doing product removal is, of course, dust collector. And you've been asking me a lot to test different dust collectors, so I'm super excited to try out this one. Thank you, Makartt, for sponsoring this video, and they provided all this equipment I'm going to try out. And I think this is the first rechargeable dust collector I own, and this is pretty cool because I really hate when there's a lot of wires on my table. My table, unfortunately, is not that big, so I really value this option. So first I charge it and then I simply put it on the table. I like the size. I think it's like exactly what you need to place this one hand in the center. So they have 10 different modes, but if you feel like that's not enough, you can press on this button for 2 seconds and then you will get to speed 15, which is exactly what we need for product removal. They have some filters included, and here's a little tip I learned from my colleague Anya. She is always spraying a little water on these filters, and this is very helpful to keep the dust on the top. Wow, this dust collector is so noisy you can barely hear your client. But maybe it's for good, you know, when you're not talking too much, you're actually working faster. This dust collector is so good. So I mentioned that this e-file is really good for home use. Well, this dust collector will be definitely suitable for home and salon use as well. But is it really that powerful? I was always thinking the problem with testing dust collector is that you cannot really see the dust because it's white, right? So what if we could make the dust more visible? So I decided to buy a black chalk, and let's try to file a little bit so we can actually see where the dust is going. In my head it was really a great idea, but once I started doing this, I was like, oh my god, my whole clean white studio is going to be a mess. Anyways, we can see how this dust is flying all the way to the top and to the sides, but then it is landing right on our filter. Now this is pretty impressive, right? Because when the dust is white, you can barely see all these things. So I'm using the top speed now, the 15. I think it's doing its job really well. Now the most important part of the test drive, now let's take a look around. So yes, we do have these little particles of our black dust around it, but I would say like 95% of the dust is definitely right inside of the dust collector. So once we're done, we need to remove this filter. We can reuse it. Well, I'm not sure about this exact one because probably I need to throw it away and then to spend some time to clean my studio. And let's proceed with the client. If this e-file and the dust collector were good enough with product removal, then they can definitely handle the dry manicure. I will use a diamond flame shaped bit with red abrasive mark, and with this part of the service, also the speed depends on many factors, on the cuticles, on the skin type. Let's say with dry skin we can usually go a little faster, also on the amount of the cuticle on the nail plate of how much we need to clean. Well, right now I'm using about 25,000 rotations per minute to clean one side, and I'm using also a forward mode, which means this drill bit is rotating clockwise. Now when we need to switch to the opposite side, which I will once I finish working on one side of the nail, then I simply click this button on the side and we switch to reverse mode using the same speed, 25,000 rotations per minute, to clean the cuticles and to push them back. Then I'm also going to buff the skin, and I'm not sure what's the name of the shape of this drill bit. Maybe you guys can help me out to come up with the name for it. But keep in mind, when you are doing something like that, like buffing the skin, which means this bit is touching a lot of skin, the speed should always be lower. So I lower the speed for about 15,000 rotations per minute and using forward mode. You can also use it to clean the sidewalls if we have a little calluses and clean all around the nail, so it will be smooth. And most importantly, there will be no hangnails, because this client confessed that sometimes she's slightly picking her nails, especially the thumbs, and the best way to avoid it is to buff it all the way so there will be nothing to bite or to pick. Let's proceed with extensions, and I will show you two different ways to do extensions fast and also two different styles. So after dry manicure prep and product removal, we apply some dehydrator, non-acid primer, and also we apply base coat, and this one is by Makartt too. It has medium consistency, which makes it a bit easier to apply in a thin coat, which is very important. And then we cure it in LED lamp for 60 seconds. One of the easiest and fastest ways to do nail extensions is definitely soft gel tips, because all you need to do is to pick the right size and then you apply them on the nail. There's also two different ways to do it. You can do it all the way to the cuticle, or you can leave this little margin which you need to fill with the builder gel, or if it's really small, like right now, base coat might be enough. And the best part is once you apply the soft gel tips, you don't really need to do any filing and shaping. I only slightly touch this edge of the nail to get rid of this excess plastic residue, and that's it. But also I buff the surface because these particular tips, they are shiny, and I prefer my surface matte because of the design we are going to do on these nails. But before we get into it, let me show you another simple and fast way to do extensions, which is dual forms. Dual forms are basically like plastic mold where you apply the product. In my case, this is clear hard gel, and then you apply them on the nail. Once you apply it on the nail, freeze cure for a couple seconds, and then I work on the other side with a brush to make sure it's smooth, and then we remove them, and we almost have finished perfect flawless nails. In this case, I do need to do a little filing and shaping because not every single nail was perfectly of the same length and shape, so I need to make sure that they match. Also, depending on your application, sometimes you may need to file this underside a little bit. With this transparent gel, I didn't expect that it cures so fast. That's why when I was flash curing, I waited for too long, so it got almost fully cured. So I do have this little mess underneath, and I'm going to fix it with carbide bead. So you probably noticed that even though we did the product removal and we did the prep, in between, in the process, we're still doing more filing and shaping, and I'm using dust collector for all of these parts. Of course, a few years ago, when I moved to another place, I was working without any dust collector at all for almost a year. And guys, I have to say, this is such a huge difference. It's not just a matter of comfort or you will spend more time cleaning. No, it's actually a whole game changer, because when you're working and this dust is just flying all around you, you can not really see the whole picture. You need to clean the nail with this brush more often. So I have to say, it's even helping you to work faster. And of course, alongside with the obvious benefits that you are not inhaling as much dust. Meanwhile, let's proceed with the design. So on these nails, I will do something very simple that all of you can recreate. So I applied some base coat, a thin layer, right on top of our sculptured nails, which are almost finished, and I will be using this silver foil. You can apply silver foil on the sticky layer of any gel or any gel polish, so if you would like to use the color as the background, you can do that. But because I did some filing and shaping before that, in order for this foil to stick, I had to apply base coat. After applying the foil, I removed the sticky layer, and then I buff them with a very light buffer, because once again, I need the buffed surface for this next design I will be doing. Ombre or color fade is probably one of the most popular designs ever, but sometimes they're very time consuming. So I'm so grateful for this new technique that's so popular nowadays, when you're using the color and this sponge to do an ombre. So on this hand with the foil, we're going to do black circular ombre, also known as aura nails, right in the center, because we want to add some colors, some darkness, and most importantly, we want to conceal this part of the natural nail, so it will be hidden under the color. So when doing an ombre like this, start with the center and do not go too far. And you can do 1, 2, or 3 layers depending on how much black do you want. With this other design, I'm going to do basically the same, but with the white gel, because we also want to conceal this natural nail in the center. Also, Makartt sent me their 2 metallic gels, which looks like liquid gold and silver. And since we use the silver foil underneath, we're also going to use a silver metallic paint. And with the detailer brush, I'm just doing these abstract lines, and it looks pretty cool, because when you apply it, first it looks weird, but then you need to wait a few seconds until it turns into actual metal look, and it has this look almost like a chrome powder. So make sure it sets like this before curing it. For our light version of the design, I'm going to use a cat eye on the top, and I will try to make this shine mostly in the center, so it will mimic our ombre in some way, so we will have more of this shine in the center of the nail rather than on the sides. And then we seal it with a glossy top coat, and we do the same with the opposite hand. Once this metallic mirror shine gel sets, we seal it with a glossy top coat. Also, they sent me this 4-in-1 Glux gel, which is basically a non-stick white gel. I think this is my first time owning a white gel like this. And we can do all kinds of cool 3D art with it, and I immediately thought of flowers. And then I noticed that they also included these molds, which is pretty cool. In order to do the flowers with your hand, you need to have some skill, but with the molds, you don't. You just apply them. Well, not gonna lie, it took me a while to figure it out how to actually apply this thing in the center, and I think I figured. So we did 3 flowers of different size. And then I also have this 3D transparent gel, so you can do all kinds of 3D design on top of the nails, and it's also great for securing accessories and flowers like this. So we added 2 flowers. I added some silver caviar beads in the center, and then we thought that the biggest flower is kind of big, so I think it will be enough. When you are doing transparent designs like this, I recommend you to seal the nails not only from the top but also underneath, so they will be like a glass transparent. So we have this black and silver design, which looks kind of cool, and another one which is more like cute and girly. Now let me know which one is more your vibe, the dark version or the light feminine design. I will list all the equipment and products I used in this video in the description below as usual.